Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'd like to do something special and maybe something that I will continue moving forward on the show if folks like it. I'm going to do a top 10 list. And I'm going to start with perhaps my favorite Marvel title of the Silver, Bronze, and early Copper Age, The Incredible Hulk. I'm going to count down my top 10 favorite Hulk issues from this period of time when I was fervently collecting the books from the newsstand. And I will confess, a few years before when I was too young, but these are books, the older ones, that I would have caught up with later in my early period as a collector. And they've left an impression on me. So I want to add a few caveats. These are my top 10 favorite Hulk issues, counting down from number 10 to number 1. Everyone is going to have their own version of this list. And I think it's great to discuss why I included one book or didn't include another book. And I want you to feel free to do that in the comments or show up with your own list of top 10 Hulk favorites. But I'm going to start with a few honorable mentions. These are books that on another day might make my top 10 list. They're close. Starting off, honorable mention, didn't make the top 10, but could. Hulk 261. Again, The Absorbing Man, a great Bill Mantlo, Sal Buscema story. And it has one of the most terrifying sequences I've ever read in a comic. I'm not going to linger too much on the honorable mentions. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on any one issue in this, but it's such a gripping scene where Bruce Banner, not as the Hulk, as Bruce Banner, forced by the Absorbing Man to climb through this incredibly tight hole on this island that they're both trapped on. And it's absolutely gripping. The storytelling in the script, the Mantlo script and Sal Buscema's visual storytelling on this are absolutely stunning. So yeah, great issue. Another good Hulk Absorbing Man fight. Honorable mention list. Another one, and this is early Copper Age, I would say, because I wanted to get some Peter David on this list. And there is a little bit of Peter David. There's an earlier Peter David issue that actually cracks my top 10. But this one, the 30th anniversary issue, is really great. It's got awesome Dale Keown artwork. It's got some Soviet super soldier action. It's got some reliving of the Hulk's origin. It's got the Pantheon, Hulk's one-time godlike allies. And like I said, this is Dale Keown, like early Dale Keown at Marvel, and man, it's so fun. I really like it. I loved his style at the time. It felt new and fresh without being kind of like an Image style artwork. It still had all the tenets of good storytelling in it. Just very cool. So yeah, honorable mention, Hulk 393. My other two honorable mentions are coming from this collection because I don't have them in single issues right now. This is my bespoke Hulk collection that I've talked about before on the show that my wife Emma, a book artist, has designed for me. She's designed 10 or 12 of these incredible volumes now for different characters and teams and things. But first honorable mention, and I mentioned it on the show, I may have covered it on the show, Hulk Annual number 7. Absolutely banging annual. This could be easily in the top 10, just didn't make it in today. It's got fantastic Stern-Byrne collaboration on the plot, Byrne pencils, and beautiful Bob Layton inks. In my humble opinion, Byrne's pencils have never looked better, even when Terry Austin was inking them. It's really nice. And I think I may have mentioned before, this is the first master mold, by the way, that I don't think Byrne was happy with this result, which to me is just crazy, but I wasn't the artist. But yeah, this is fantastic. Burns stuff here. I love his Hulk. I love Burns Doc Samson. He's so good. And that brings me to my final honorable mention. Hulk 314, the beginning of Burns' ill-fated 6 or was it 7 issue run on the Incredible Hulk. I'm throwing in the issue of Marvel Fanfare he did. It was all pinups. Yeah, this first, like all of Burns' efforts, the first issue is always a banger in terms of the quality of the art, and then the art kind of slowly gets a little messier, a little sloppier as his run goes along. But this is really good. Bob Wycheck inks. And again, he does an amazing Doc Samson. Look at that. That's just absolutely incredible. And we get to see a lot of Hulk's old foes in this one. So yeah, look at this action. Just tremendous. Yeah, this could easily be in the top 10. Really good. Juggernaut. MODOK. And of course, Hulk is fighting Phantoms. How many times has he done that? At least 3 or 4. Phantoms created by his own mind, by Bruce Banner to undermine him. All right, so let's begin our countdown. Those were our honorable mentions. Number 10, Incredible Hulk 214. Had this as a kid. Shared it with my friend Sean back and forth. Totally awesome book. And it's part of a mini run of Incredible Hulk that included Sal Buscema and Ernie Chan artwork that was just off the chain good. Really, really good stuff. And I've talked about this run before. And this issue, I think I've covered it before too. It's in that collection that Emma did for me. So yeah, just really, really good stuff. An early appearance of Jack of Hearts, maybe his first or second appearance in color. He started out in Deadly Hands on Kung Fu, which was a black and white magazine. Just a stunningly designed character. Really cool fight between them. So that's number 10. Number 9 probably should be higher on this list because it means so much to me, but I think it might surprise some people. The Incredible Hulk King Size Annual number 11. I bought this book, not this particular copy, but my first copy of this book that I owned when I was on vacation as a 12-year-old in 1982 in Vermilion, Ohio, which is on the shores of Lake Erie. When I wasn't swimming in Lake Erie during that vacation, I was going to Linwood Stand, which was a little soda shop in this little vacation community that we had rented a house in. And I was buying comics and reading them, and it was awesome. And this was one of the ones I bought that summer at Linwood Stand. It's so good. It has an incredible Rich Buckler, Joe Sinnott main story with a great Bill Mantlo script. It has the Avengers, it has Spider-Man, it has the Fantastic Four. Buckler's pencils and Sinnott's inks are incredible. The synergy's great. It looks really tight. I love Buckler's version of the Hulk. It's somewhere between Herb Trimpe and Sal Buscema, and I love that. Look at that Spider-Man too. Rich Buckler could draw anything, much like John Buscema and Sal. It just a very accomplished artist, really good. And the other fun thing about this one is, of course, he ends up teaming up with the Avengers at the end. Love the humanoids. Or the Plastimen, for those, you know. Great Doc Samson pinup, and then an awesome Doc Samson backup story, penciled by Frank Miller and inked by Steve Mitchell, and it looks really great. It's really cool to see Doc Samson featured in a story against Eunice the Untouchable, which is really cool. Completely unexpected. And of course, Doc, mighty as he is, he could lift press 70 tons, outsmarts Eunice in the end and wins with his mind. So really cool. Great house ad there too. Awesome. So that was number 9. Number 8, here's that second appearance, well, first appearance of Peter David and only appearance of Peter David in the top 10. Part 404 of the Countdown, a mini series within a series, The Madman. So I could have put any of the 4 issues of Countdown, which ran from, I think, 364 Yeah, 364 to 367. It was 4 issues in here. They had great Walt Simonson covers, and the interior, the interior of this one is Dale Keown, but the other 3 were actually Jeff Purvis pencils. But this might be the first Dale Keown Hulk, and it has great Marie Severin inks. So it's really cool. And of course we have the mutated leader in this one. So this is this is the first couple of years of Peter David's run. And still kind of finding his way. And Keown, of course, is finding his way as a penciler. And there's the Madman character. So yeah, very cool. 367 coming in at number 8. Number 7, I have the Marvel Superheroes version of this. And for a person of my age who grew up in the 70s and the 80s, Marvel Superheroes was our gateway into the classic Trimpe Hulks and the early years of the Hulk. And we could buy these off the rack, and they were great reprints. So this one's actually reprinting Hulk 126, where stalks the Nightcrawler. So the great thing about this issue, the reason why it's in my top 10 is, in this period of the Hulk, and for many issues, probably 6-7 year period, it was kind of a menace of the month thing. Hulk would wander around and fight different menaces every issue. And it was cool, but sometimes it did get old. But what's cool about this is you have the number one, the Nightcrawler is just an awesome looking villain. There's a supernatural angle to the whole thing. There's a cult going. It's like a cosmic, almost Cthulhu cult going on here. And Doctor Strange gets involved too. Look at how cool the Nightcrawler is. So yeah, so Doctor Strange becomes involved as well. Now, one caveat about these Marvel superheroes, and I may have talked about them before, but I'm going to talk about it again for new viewers, is yes, it is a reprint, but I'm going to refer to my Epic collection here. Because of different page counts in comics, there was always one page of story trimmed from these old Hulk reprints. And I'm going to try to find it here. It's tough to find. I have it. Yeah, okay. So here. When have we seen this before, right? Well, we'll see this again in Hulk 181. Banner being ensorcelled. So, very quickly, so we have this page, right? Reprinted, faithfully reprinted. We have these 2 pages. And then we have these 2 pages faithfully reprinted. Colors, of course, are a little different. And then we turn the page, and we have some backstory. What's going on Gamma Base? Well, we turn the page here, and this page has been excised from the story for space considered. This page is gone. So we go right back into our cult story. So yeah, incredible. Look at this Doctor Strange with the cool mask on. Just a great fight scene here, and it's awesome Herb Trimpe artwork. Trimpe pencils and inks, which is my favorite Trimpe on the Hulk. So yeah, that's coming in on our list at number 7. So then number 6 is the immortal, incredible Hulk 250, which features the Silver Surfer as a guest star. Sal Buscema pencils and inks. This is right in the middle of his epically long run on the title. Again, Bill Mantlo on the story. What a team they were for years on this title. And the Surfer, still trapped on Earth by the barrier that Galactus created, figures out that the madder the Hulk gets, the stronger the Hulk gets. So what if he was to absorb the Hulk's power? The angrier he would get, the stronger he would get. So he takes the curse of the Hulk away from Bruce Banner, absorbs it into himself, and uses it to break the barrier. But of course, his nobility is what trapped him on Earth, and his nobility is once again what traps him again when he actually has to go back and save Banner. And then the barrier is renewed because he goes back. So, very cool story. Issue 250. That's number 6. Number 5 on my list, the absolutely stunning and incredible Hulk 300. The double-size spectacular where once again, Hulk has ended up fighting everyone. And I love these Jerry Teleoc inks on Sal's pencils on this particular run of Hulk. Really cool. Hulk, there's no Bruce Banner left in Hulk because of Nightmare's curse to get revenge on Doctor Strange. So he's just all rage. And Spider-Man in the black costume, really cool. And so an assemblage of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and heroes try to stop the Hulk as he rampages through New York, through Manhattan, and classic. The art in this just doesn't pull any punches. It's really great. And yeah, fighting the FF. Iron Fist, no chance. Power Man, no chance. Just KO'd. The Mighty Avengers. Star Fox, his creepy power to control people's pleasure centers. Love this long panel here. Totally great. Captain Marvel can't do it. The Wasp can't do it. Vision planted. And then it's up to Thor, and this is just a battle. It's just a great issue. And eventually it results in Hulk being exiled by Doc Strange. Number 4 on my top 10 favorite Hulk issues. Incredible Hulk 128. Once again, a Herb Trimpe spectacular. I love this issue. Originally read it as a Marvel Superheroes reprint title. I believe it was Marvel Superheroes number 80. To this day, when I see Marvel Superheroes number 80 in a dollar bin, I buy it every time. But once again, Trimpe pencils, Trimpe inks. Trimpe's doing all the artwork. And I've covered this one. I've actually read almost every word of this one on the show, so I'm not going to linger too much on it. But it's brilliant. One of my favorites. Love the battle with the Avengers. Was not a fan of when Marvel did this. And this is, of course, fixed in the reprint. Very cool, and I had to show that before we moved on. Great battle scene there. So awesome, 15 center there. We're down to our final 3. And number 3 is Hulk Annual number 5, where Hulk battles 6 of the classic monsters. This one is totally great. Slightly beat up, but I still love it. This features Sal Buscema, Jack Abel artwork, and a Chris Claremont script. And Marvel's bringing back the old monsters. So we got Diablo. Look at that, it's totally great. And Hulk has to battle each one in turn. Taboo. Is this just Marvel renewing copyrights? Maybe. But they sure picked a fun way to do it. And oh my, Groot. Totally great. The monster from Planet X. This is long before Guardians of the Galaxy, folks. Love it. Love him shooting these quills here. Goom. Totally great. The visual of all these monsters is just so fun. He shrinks the Hulk down. Thinks he's going to crush him. No dice. And then finally, Blip. Well, and this is funny too, and I pointed this out, I think, before. There's an awkward moment where Hulk thinks Blip is Zax. And you talk like one demented creature. The Blip never saw you before. And when Z's battle is done, I will never see you again. So pretty great. I wonder if Blip and Zax ever got together for cocktails. And who is the mastermind behind all this? Zemu the Titan, the Hulk's old foe from the Defenders. Totally great. I love that character. So yeah, that was number 3. Hulk Annual number 5. Number 2, The Incredible Hulk 205. What a moving issue. The death of Jarella. So sad, so absolutely shattering. Len Wein is writer-editor, Sal Buscema and Joe Staten. I love Joe Staten's inks on Sal at this point. It makes it very crisp. And of all the weird characters to be the one to do Jarella in, it's not the leader, it's not Rhino, it's not the Absorbing Man, it's the Crypto Man. The Crypto Man. Just, in a way, underscores just how dangerous and fleeting the world can be. And in the world of the Marvel Universe, characters who perish rarely stay perished, but Jarella stayed dead for a very long time. I don't know if she ever came back in the modern era. I'm sure she has. But her death was a huge moment for the Hulk. And his childlike demeanor, it made it very difficult for him to deal with it. Oh, here's a great letter from Ralph Macchio, who I think by this time was really close to joining Marvel. Yeah, he is already an assistant editor, so he got a letter printed as an assistant editor. So yeah, Jarella dies in this issue, and it's just so sad. And Hulk can barely understand what's happening. So, my number 1, and it's not going to be a surprise to folks, I don't think, is Hulk 181, the first appearance of Wolverine. And this gives me a chance to show off my latest version of Hulk 181, this Marvel Milestone edition, because I'm a nutter, and whenever I can grab a new version of Hulk 181, I jump on it. So yeah, I've read this one in detail on the show. I'm not going to linger too long on it, but this is a faithful representation, ads included, of Hulk 181, which is nice, including, of course, the letters page, which value stamp intact. And that reminds me, at some point in the near future, I'll be going over the Marvel Value Stamp Collector's book that came out a couple of months ago. It's a superb book. I highly recommend it. And it has Hulk and many, many other Marvel characters featured on the value stamps. So really cool. So that's it, folks. That is my top 10 favorite issues of The Incredible Hulk with a few honorable mentions. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. And I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.